Hello and welcome everyone. This video is going to be about vocal comping, specifically in Bitwig Studio. Bitwig Studio is usually not known to be a DAW that is often used for mixing or even mastering purposes. But I am a musician who tries to combine all of the disciplines of making music, from sound design, composition, over arrangement, to mixing and mastering. And I think a DAW should handle everything. So let's find out what kind of workflow Bitwig encourages for vocal comping. Now, Bitwig doesn't have a vocal comping feature on its track itself like you see in some DAWs like Cubase, I think. To be honest, I never used this feature anyway in Cubase because I always found it a bit suspicious that you can have multiple pieces of audio on top of each other in the same track. I never really liked that because putting tracks on top of each other is already the same feature in my opinion. But yeah, vocal comping is all about fading between the tracks. And let's just find out how that would work. First of all, let me show you what the music sounds like when I play all the vocals together.
I see you at midnight, go to hot summer sounds. Walking on Friday to the next day around. I see you with blue eyes for enough guys to see. Freezing in summer with the drama for free.
Yeah, so as you have probably heard, they all sounded pretty much the same. It's basically the same performance, but slightly different. And except this one. This is a different color. I muted it so that we don't get distracted by it, but it's really nice. You will hear the full track when it's ready. This is a track by Darien Geep, by the way. That's a band from my friends, and you should check them out. I will put some links into the description, like on my last video where I had something from their band. Anyway, let's get started. So I actually go to the first part of the vocals that is around here, and I mute all of the tracks. Now let's just listen to track number 1.
Summer is over and all my friends are gone.
I make the vocals a little bit too loud on purpose so that we can hear problematic areas a little bit better. Now the next thing that I want to do is unmuting vocal track 2. And now of course we need to find a way to only hear one of them at a time. And I will do that by actually putting vocal track number 1 out of the whole chain of things by taking the output out. And then on vocal track number 2 I will instantiate the audio receiver and select the output from vocal track number 1 in post. So after all of the effects, because I have Melodyne on every single track. Now the cool thing about this is that I can now add effects to every single track individually if I want to, but I can always go back to the settings of these effects because I never bounce something out into a new track. I work completely non-destructively, and that is something that you don't always see in vocal comping videos, I think. At least I have watched a lot of them, and it always seems that the people bounce their tracks into a new track and then play around with the crossfades there. I don't want to do that. I want to work non-destructively so that if I ever find a problem, maybe about the timing of a track or something like that, I can go back to the Melodyne settings and fix exactly what I'm hearing. Yeah, I'm just precise like that. Now the audio receiver has this mix knob where we can decide if we want to have more from vocal track 1 or vocal track 2. And yeah, let's see what that sounds like.
Summer is over and all my friends are gone.
As we can hear, when we are going to any other value than 0 or 100%, then we get this phasey effect if we listen to it for too long. Still, if we went very fast, it should be that we don't hear that.
Summer is over and all my friends are gone.
Yeah, I mean, if we place the transitions very good, then we will not hear the effect, I think. But the first thing that you have to do before you can even start vocal comping is making sure that the 100% wet sample, so vocal 1, is actually having the same volume than the other track, or else you cannot really decide what's better. I have unfortunately made the mistake that I used this feature in Melodyne, but I didn't use the same settings on every single track. Maybe I could change that still. Maybe I could just decide for a certain setting, like this 75 and 15, I think I always chose something around that value, and that would make it easier to gain stage these things together. As you can see, it's true, I always chose something that was somewhere around those values. Now that already shows why it is important to work non-destructively when vocal comping, or at least if you're not very experienced with that yet, because you have heard some of my music if you know my channel already, and you should get quite an idea what it usually sounds like. It's just stuff that you can do with your DAW itself, totally in the box. But now I'm mixing a recording of a real band. So I have a lot of stuff in here that is quite unusual for my workflow. Like, for example, what's pretty cool in the instrumental, drums with lots of drum mics, lots of individual drum mics, even individual drum mics, multiple ones, 2 for the kick, 2 for the snare. Well, not for everyone the drums, but it is pretty extensive and it's pretty cool. This is a really cool project with lots of nice little details, real band work. And yeah, I'm super excited to mix all that. I've waited for an opportunity like this like forever, but I didn't dare doing it because Bitwig really doesn't like projects that come close to the end of the performance of the computer for multiple reasons. Reason number one is that Bitwig likes to crash the audio engine when the CPU exceeds the maximum limit, the CPU load. And reason number two is that you can't freeze tracks in Bitwig. Some people like to compare freezing to bouncing, but I don't, because I have used Cubase and so I know what proper track freeze is. So when it comes to projects that might use more resources than your computer has, then you are just completely fucked with Bitwig. I tell you that. I love this DAW. It was a good choice to change from Cubase to Bitwig, but that's just the worst aspect about it. So yeah, I have a new computer now, as you all know, and now I can finally do something like this, and it's going to be lots of fun. Okay, let's gain stage again now that I changed all of the gain settings everywhere.
Summer is over and all my friends are gone. I'm lying around thinking about what went wrong. Summer is over and all my friends are gone.
Yeah, that sounds pretty much like it. I'm not sure why I have to gain stage anyway, because I thought that Melodyne would actually do that with this feature when I have the same settings everywhere, but it does seem like I have to put minus 0.6 decibels here, if I'm not mistaken. But I might be mistaken. I don't know, no one is perfect. But I think it's good enough for me now, and I can start tweaking the automation.
Summer is over.
Okay, now I have a little automation clip here, and later on I will already spoil you, I will also have to automate the gain. But I think I will not automate this gain because it's just the wet gain, but the overall gain. And I will not do that until I'm done with the mix of all of the tracks, because you will see that you can cascade this effect. That's one of the most nicest things about this workflow. So I can already tell you that I will not do the full track now, because that will take a long time. I will just do these bars, and then I will show you the cascading effect so that you can get a good overview on the entire workflow and not just see me doing the same thing for hours. I will just keep quiet now and concentrate on this task.
Summer is over. 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 And is over. And is over. And is over. And is over. I'm lying around. 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 They 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 get 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 around. They gang about what wedding 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 about what went wrong, 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 what went wrong.
You might be asking yourself, why am I watching someone making random decisions without explaining it? And that's a good question if you're asking that. Most things can be explained very well, and in that case you should be explaining that as a YouTuber. But these kind of things are so highly emotional that they kind of exceed the possibility to put that into words what you are feeling. Because the things are so similar to each other that there are not really words for that. You just have to feel into it. I just made the decisions that I felt were right without being able to explain that. I'm very sorry about that, but that's just how it is. I can explain my next step though. In the next step, I will mute the instrumental so that I can hear better if my transitions actually work. Because sometimes the phasiness of a transition is being masked by some drum or something like that. And I do want this vocal to also work as an a cappella in case the band wants to make a remix of it later or something like that.
Summer is over, summer is over, summer is over, and all my friends, and all my friends, and all my friends, and all my friends are gone, friends are gone.
Now, one thing is always very easy when there is a little break. Obviously, those are always moments where you can put a transition easily. Other moments where you can always be sure that it works is when there is a syllable. Is it called syllable or sibilants? I always mix them up. But you know, and that's also a moment where you always know that it works. This one was a bit more tonal, so that can get a little bit fiddly. Sometimes it doesn't work at all, but I think I was lucky that this one worked. Now this one was also on silence. We're going on with this one.
Around, thinking around, thinking around, thinking about what, thinking about what, thinking about what went wrong, 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 what went wrong.
Nice. I must say, I tried making this video before, but what I did first was that I attached a button modulator to the mix knob. You know, the button modulator, it can modulate a parameter either 0 or 100%. But that was a bad decision because sometimes you hear the clickiness not because it's impossible to find a good transition, but just because an instantaneous transition just makes no sense at this point. So making very small crossfades so that you cannot hear that there would be phasing if you stayed longer on those values, that's just perfect. And now I finished comping these two tracks together. And now you can see the cascading effect already. I can just copy this effect onto the next track. Now I also put this track out of the master the vocal G master and instead unmute vocal 3, where I will now do all the things. Now you see that I already have the automation from the last track. Of course, that is wrong. We have to put that back to normal. And then of course we also have to select vocal 2 now as our input. And as you can see, that is what I mean with cascading effect, because now on mix 0 we have vocal 3 and on mix 100 we now have the mixture between vocal 2 and vocal 1 that we already did. That's what I mean with cascading. And if we found there to be a mistake in one of the tracks that we comped before, then we could always go back to it. And that's what I mean with non-destructive. This is a fully non-destructive way of vocal comping. Now let's also comp these vocals so that we can get a feeling for how it feels to comp vocals that have already some comping on them.
Summer is over, 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 summer is over. Summer is over, summer is over, summer is over, 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 is over.
Oh, actually, I forgot to gain match the tracks. I just make a copy, then I disable this one and I remove the automation.
Summer is over and all my friends are gone. Summer is over and all my friends are gone. Summer is over and all my friends are gone. I'm lying around thinking about what went wrong. I'm lying around thinking about what went wrong.
Okay, let's just take this. Sounds good. So +2 is the thing. We go to +2 with this one. Now we can question our initial automation again.
Summer is over, 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 summer is over.
Actually, still like it.
Summer is over, summer is over, is over, is over, is over, is over, is over, and all my friends, 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 and all my friends.
Now here we find a good example of where the timing of the different tracks is actually not very compatible. In such a case, we can just try to put the transition somewhere else and hope for the best.
And all my friends, and all my friends, and all my friends, and all my friends, and all my friends,
Or we could just leave it be.
and all my friends, 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 and all
Now it's not surprising that more of this track is actually taken into consideration as the track that comes through than the ones that we had before, because when I listened to these tracks the first time, I already felt like these ones were a little bit more advanced in terms of feeling into the beat than these ones. I suppose they have been recorded in the same sequence as I have laid them out here in the project. I don't know if it's true, but that's just how I felt when I listened to them the first time.
I'm lying, 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 I'm lying around, they 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 lying around, thinking about, 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 thinking about what went wrong, about what went wrong, about what went wrong, about what went, about what went, about what went, about what went, about what went wrong, 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 wrong, wrong,
Alright, now it's time to mute the instrumental again to also perfectionize the cascaded comps.
Summer is all, 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 summer is over, and all my friends, 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 and all my friends are gone. I'm lying around, they lying around, I'm 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 I'm lying around, 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 thinking about, thinking about, thinking about what we're about, 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 what king 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 about, what went wrong, what went wrong, what went wrong, what went wrong, what went wrong.
Now I was not entirely happy with this one yet, for multiple reasons, but I could not help it because there was just no better solution in sight. A better solution might still come with the next track when I'm cascading the next vocal comping. So I will just keep that open for now, and if it doesn't change or gets better with the next track, then I might have to find a more radical solution here, like removing this comp. But you know, these are the kind of things that can still happen, so you don't have to act too quickly on it. You will step over the same issue again and again every time you reach that point in your cascading vocal comping anyway. However, I will not repeat this process with vocal track 4 now, because that would get a little bit repeating for you all. There is still a lot of work to do. There would be no point in just showing you how I do the same thing over and over again. I did that enough already. So that is my vocal comping technique that I'm using here in Bitwig, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned something from it, or just found this kind of inspiring. Maybe you now feel like having to record lots of vocals just so you can try this technique or something like that. Whatever. See you next time.